Here are 20 things you missed in Thunderball, and stick around to the end to see 2 things reused from Goldfinger.
There's something I want to show you.
Clip number 1. In the fight scene between James Bond and Colonel Bouvard, what's up with the tables? First, Bond punches Bouvard, who knocks over the table while landing on it. Then 40 seconds into the fight, Bond hits him again, and he knocks Bouvard over the same table, which somehow got back up to its regular position. Then at the end of the fight, when Bouvard is near the fireplace, there's a fire burning in the fireplace. But when James Bond throws the flowers on him, there seems to be no fire or smoke.
Here's something else you didn't know.
Look closely at the end of the title sequence, and the bubbles in the Eiffel Tower are made to look like the flag of France.
Do you get it now?
Clip number 3 gives us a Latin lesson. The Latin phrase causam prose dicet apud Deum is on the wall of the chapel during Bouvard's fake funeral. It means he who recites or pleads his cause before God. Now who is pleading their cause?
I'm lousy at Latin.
Clip number 4, we have to look at James Bond's windows. He's driving his DB5, which has bulletproof glass. Yet, Bond doesn't always have his windows up when he should. Here, his window is down when he leaves shrublands and when he's driving down the road. Notice when they jump back to the studio shot of Bond driving the car, you can tell his window is up because of the reflection in the window. Then, when Lippe is chasing and shooting at Bond, you would think his bulletproof windows would be up. But no! And magically, when Fiona blows up Lippe's car, Bond's windows are all of a sudden up.
Don't act like you didn't notice.
In clip number 5, we see James Bond place his Trilby hat on the rack instead of throwing it. He never had it on his head other than in the pre-title gun barrel sequence. Then we get this.
I think I had a hat when I came in.
Where did it go?
He's saying goodbye to the Trilby. The only time we see it in the future is in George Lazenby's gun barrel sequence, and Roger Moore carries it and puts it on the rack, or throws it on the rack, in For Your Eyes Only, Octopussy, and A View to a Kill. But starting with Thunderball, we never see James Bond wear the Trilby again.
Well, I don't really know what to say.
For clip number 6, we get to have a good close look at Domino's ankles. After having lunch by the pool, we get the following exchange between James Bond and Domino.
My dear and cooperative Domino.
How do you know that? How do you know my friends call me Domino?
It's on the bracelet on your ankle.
Sharp eyes you have.
So when did he observe the bracelet? She must have put it on before lunch, but we'll never know.
I'm not sure about that.
Here's Domino swimming, and we get a great look at her ankles, and there's no bracelet there. And here's a close-up when she's got her fin stuck in the rock. Again, no bracelet. In clip number 7, we get Q in the field. This also sets up one of the more confusing continuity problems in the movie.
Here we have a Geiger counter. Useful and unobtrusive.
Okay, the Geiger counter is in the watch. Simple, huh? Then Q gives Bond this.
But that's an underwater camera. It takes 8 pictures in rapid succession by pressing that button down.
But then later in the movie, Bond gives Domino the Geiger counter. But wait, what's that? It's the camera.
This is a Geiger counter. If you press this lever, if it starts clicking, it means the bombs are aboard.
I'm still a little confused.
Clip number 8 makes me ask, now where is that? They start out fine in this clip.
A container will be dropped off the coast of Burma in the Mergui archipelago.
And notice how the guy ends up pointing to the right place. The blue map is from Bing Maps and shows us that the archipelago is indeed near Miramar, which is what Burma is now called. And if we look into the mapping software, we see that the archipelago is approximately 12 degrees north by 98 degrees east. But here's where the video gets it wrong.
Latitude 20 degrees north, longitude 60 degrees east.
That clip just said the archipelago was 20 degrees north and 60 degrees east. How far off were they? Well, we need to go all the way over here, 2,735 miles, across India to get to the right spot.
Missed it by that much.
But in clip number 9, they redeem themselves when they give us a plausible radio frequency.
Will be notified on radio frequency 16.23 megacycles.
We see 16.23 megacycles is right in the middle of the high frequency range. So it is a real frequency.
Brava.
Yes, bravo. Beautiful.
Clip number 10. Did you notice throughout the movie, in all but one instance, Domino wears white, black, or a combination of the two? The only time she deviates is when she's at the Junkanoo with James Bond, where she wears a very common color for this movie. And for a quick bonus, while we're talking about the Junkanoo,
did you notice anything strange about the dog?
which of these two things did you miss? The 007 headdresses or the dog urinating in the street?
I made you look, didn't I?
We need something new, something different, something like that.
In clip number 11, at the Kiss Kiss Club, there's a combo playing music. The guy on the bongos is King Harrison, who's a real bongo player. So like Byron Lee and the Dragonaires from Dr. No, they used a real band here. But King Harrison's name really has 2 R's in it. Here they only have 1. What's up with that?
We don't want to scare anybody, do we?
And now we have clip 12. Sean Connery was very scared. The shark was supposed to be fully behind glass, but they ran out of the glass, and the shark really did scare Connery. This was a real reaction from him. For clip number 13, in Moonraker, did the assault by the US and UK astronauts kind of feel like this scene from Thunderball?
It's like deja vu.
Clip number 14, that yellow stuff spewing from James Bond's propeller was added to show movement. Without the yellow stuff, for some of this scene, since he was underwater, he wouldn't have looked like he was moving at all.
Well, that's news to me.
Now, pay attention, please.
Clip 15, pay attention to the color of Bond's mask here. It's blue when Largo pulls it off of him. Bond grabs a henchman's black mask and puts it on. But magically, he has the blue one on a few seconds later. How'd that happen?
And then suddenly everything goes black and oops.
Clip number 16 makes us ask the question, how did James Bond get there? Bond was on the back end of the Disco Volante, propeller and all. And then, when Largo gives this order,
Jettison cocoon.
how does Bond get to the main ship to fight Largo? How does he get on the front of the hydrofoil?
Must have had on some really nice pants.
Number 17's a fun one. In the famous scene when James Bond walks in on a bathing Fiona Volpe, played splendidly by Luciana Paluzzi, he gives her the gold slippers. And we get to find out how modest Fiona really was. She had her panties on in the bathtub.
Right foot, left foot, right foot.
In clip 18, Domino steps on a sea urchin with her right foot. Now watch what happens when they get on land and James Bond is going to suck that stinger out. Which foot is that? She stepped on it with her right foot, but he's pulling the stinger out of her left foot.
I didn't think you'd miss it or anything.
Something we've talked about in the past brings us to something new for number 19. We've chronicled the whole debacle with Ian Fleming not crediting Kevin McClory and Jack Whittingham in his writing of the Thunderball novel. Well, one of the offshoots of all that was McClory got credited as the producer for the movie. He also got a Blink or You'll Miss It cameo.
Did you miss him completely?
I don't know what's next.
And that brings us to our 20th thing you missed in Thunderball. And you have to understand the chronology of the filming schedule to get this. The movie following Thunderball was supposed to be on Her Majesty's Secret Service. Well, the snow conditions in Switzerland didn't cooperate, so they moved You Only Live Twice to follow Thunderball. In the UK, they pulled this credit, but they then updated it and put it back in for the US release.
'Cause everything old is new again.
And it's bonus time! We teased you at the beginning that we tell you about 2 things that are in Thunderball that came from Goldfinger. The first is James Bond's jacket and Goldfinger. In Switzerland at the gas station, notice the suit that James Bond is wearing. Pay close attention to the pocket. There are 2 pockets on his right side. Now let's jump to Shrublands in Thunderball. James Bond has on the same jacket. Notice the pockets. And finally, we've seen that clock before. First, on Goldfinger's plane, we see the clock in the lavatory. Now if we jump forward to Thunderball, we see the same clock at Shrublands. When Bond is on that stretching rack, you can clearly see this is the same clock. And another thing about that clock, it makes James Bond a time traveler. Watch his time on the clock as the machine's going crazy. The last time we see is 12:50. And then it goes crazy for a little bit longer, and when Patricia Faring comes in to turn it off, all of a sudden, it's 12:49. James Bond went backwards in time. What a time traveler.
Well, that's it for now.
So how many of these 20 items did you already know? Leave us a note in the comments and let us know. And, as always, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and of course, X.